It's time for the absolutely, I'm on my way, completely, I'm almost there, random, why are there so many stairs? Podcast. Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely, completely random podcast for Saturday, November 17th, 2018. I promised it was going to be on a Saturday this week. I wasn't lying. I'm Andrew Rhodes. I'll be your host for the next hour or so as we dive into the wonderful world of stuff I found throughout the week on the internet. Speaking of which, what am I going to be talking about this week? Well, I will be talking about the sad departure of Stan Lee from this dimension and plane of existence. Honestly, it was very emotional. I'm going to try my best to not cry during it. A wonderful little topic from Engadget here, or Engadget. Netflix for the Wii is going to stop working after January 31st of next year. Oh, that's a big screw you. Did you check out that new Detective Pikachu trailer? Because guess what? It's bringing Pokemon into the real world. Whoa. The Battle Angel Alita trailer is showing off its wide-eyed action, and honestly, it looks really good. I'm not going to lie about that. And let's see, what else do I got on here? I know I got something else here. Hold on. What is it? What else do I have this week? Oh, yes! Prima Games is closing its doors. That's right, the strategy guide maker Prima Games is shutting down. That, honestly, is going to hurt a lot of people. But, yep, that's what I'm talking about this week on the absolutely, completely random podcast. And you know what? This is usually the part where I would selfishly pitch my own eBay page. But you know what? I'm going to skip that this week because, honestly, I don't think it's going to make much difference. You all know what I have. If you're interested in it, you know where to find it. There's a link in the description. I'm feeling kind of lazy today, but honestly, it's not really worth it at this point. I mean, I don't really have anything brand spanking new up because I didn't really get a chance to put anything new up. At least not yet, anyway. But you can check that out. You know what it is. But the name of it, just in case, is ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. Don't forget, though, you can follow me on Facebook on the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. And you can also check me out on Twitter at Otaku Roads. Okay, so let's get into how my week went. Besides catching somewhat of a cold, thank you, coworker, night shift is now officially started. Somebody cue the harps and the Price is Right screw you music, please. Because I just was hoping we wouldn't be doing it this year. But no, we're doing it. Oh, joy. I'll be in it about a week now when this goes up, because it started last Sunday. And that was really fun, too. Oh, well, gotta go in on Saturday, and then I find out Saturday, since I didn't have to work on Friday because, well, we didn't get enough, to call everybody in, all of a sudden it's, oh, cool. Well, let's see what we got here to do, and let's see what the schedule is for next week, and it's, oh, great, I gotta come in Sunday night now. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, and this week is going to be even worse, because this is the week of Thanksgiving that's coming up. So this is how my schedule pans out. I got to go into work Sunday night for a meeting, and then be there after the meeting till like 3:30 in the morning. Then I got to go in on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock and be there till 5:30 Wednesday morning. I got to go in Wednesday night from 11 o'clock until 5:30 Thanksgiving, and then go back in on Black Friday from 10 p.m. Black Friday to like 2 in the morning on Saturday. So that's my entire week coming up. So if you're wondering, am I going to be around to talk a lot this week? Probably not, because I'm going to end up being asleep. Because when you got to work X amount of hours and you have to work them at night, you're not used to night shift. Your body's not going to want to respond. Not to mention, after this week that I've had, it's just been a real honestly, the dumpster fire of a week I had a couple weeks ago, I think it was like last month or in September, a dumpster fire week I had, this is like a minute version of it. It's still a dumpster fire, but it's like a smaller version of it. So work's really going hectic. Supervisor's getting stressed out because he's not getting enough sleep. I'm getting stressed out because I'm getting yelled at because supervisor isn't getting enough sleep over any little thing I do. I got annoying neighbors. I have a freaking winter storm that hit. A freak November winter snowstorm that hit. And, oh, well, I get the night off on Thursday. Yay! Have to go in Friday night. Boo! And so Friday morning, he's like, well, I can at least go to the laundromat and everything like I would have been doing anyway. And I get stuck because it snowed. And the state decided, oh, we're going to plow the road, and they plowed the driveway into the parking lot shut. So I got stuck. I get out of the car, because it's like, I'm literally stuck. I told my mom, hey, you got to get out of the passenger side, get in the driver's seat. I will push it from the back, and you floor it when I push it. See if we can't get this thing unstuck here. Happily, we didn't do any damage to the car. I'm really thankful for that right now. But we basically got it unstuck. All the while, I'm getting horns blowing at me, fingers being extended towards me, and pissed off drivers around me because I'm stuck tying up traffic, because I'm stuck trying to pull into a parking lot. Now, I volunteered at a fire company for a few years, and one of the things I loved doing with them was directing traffic. I had a blast doing that at accident calls. I loved doing it. It was the one thing that I looked forward to, and then I wouldn't have to do it half the time, but I looked forward when I got to do it. I was excited. That was something I loved doing, was directing traffic. So all of a sudden, it's like I'm instantly going back, and I'm taken back to years ago when I'm doing this with the fire company. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, and I'm just now pissed off, Andrew. It's like, common sense and decency is completely gone. I'm pissed off, standing in the street behind the car, behind my car that's stuck. Actually, it's my mom's car, so I'm stuck behind her car. I'm standing there, and I'm like, okay, and I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. Horns blowing, traffic's at a standstill, because I'm stuck. It's mostly just a couple vehicles that's causing this issue. One vehicle wants to come out of an alley, and the one wants to come down on the part of the road that I'm on, and it's like they don't know what to do. So I'm like, okay, that's it. At this point, I'm pissed off because I'm getting middle fingers chucked up at me. I'm getting pissed off drivers left and right. I'm pissed off. I'm screwed. I start yelling. All of a sudden, I yell to the truck that's trying to come out of this alley. I'm like, you stop, and I point to the car that just flipped me off. You go. Then the vehicle behind it said, you stop, and I pointed back to the truck coming out of the alley. You go. Now you go. To the vehicle that was still stopped there. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow, that was really simple and easy. And I'm yelling this at the top of my lungs. It's cold out. I'm pissed off, grouchy, grumpy. Didn't get any sleep because I slept for 5 hours on Thursday. Get a phone call at 3 in the afternoon. Hey, you don't got to come in tonight. And I wake back, I'm like, well, that's great. I get 3 hours I get to spend with my family before I go back into my room in my fortress of solitude, because I don't know what to do now with my night. So there was that, only to wake up like multiple times during the night, Thursday night into Friday going, I should have just stayed up, but I couldn't stay up. But I should have stayed up, but I didn't want to stay up. And I didn't get much sleep Friday night, and I'm like, or Friday night, and I'm really getting irritable. I'm really grouchy. Probably not going to get much sleep tomorrow for this shift I have tomorrow night, so that's really fun. And all this is going on, my mind's starting to go, and it's like, you know what, I was grouchy, grumpy, and irritable. There was really no saving grace for this. My feet got soaking wet because underneath the snow that I got stuck in was a nice little pile of slushy snow water mixture. And I got stuck in that. I get out of the car, foot goes right into there. Both my feet get soaking wet. Now my feet are sore because I ended up walking around the rest of the morning with soaking wet socks, soaking wet shoes. They never really dried the whole day. And then I go to work last night and I'm standing on my feet the whole time. And it's like, yeah, my feet are killing me now. They're really sore. It's painful when I take a couple steps because my feet are really sore. They really hurt. Gotta move faster, gotta move faster, gotta move faster. I just had a horrible night after a horrible week, and this week ain't gonna be any better. I can just see it now in my head. It's not gonna be any better. But that's how my week went. Let me know how your week went. I won't be able to respond to any comments until like Monday morning, but let me know how your week went. Because honestly, I doubt anybody had a worse week than I did. Seriously, I highly doubt it. Alright, so let's talk about this topic and get it out of the way. Because this is going to be the one that's going to be a bit emotional for me. So, this past Monday, I'm listening to the radio as I'm on my tablet. My grandfather's listening to it. And I'm just, I'm basically, on my tablet, just getting ready to shut it down. And all of a sudden, comes out on the radio that Stan Lee, the co-creator of Marvel, one of the biggest comic book legends, a household name, has passed away. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm checking everything up, and I'm instantly open up Chrome, instantly go into Google, I'm typing it in, and it's being confirmed left to right. I'm like, oh my God, he's dead. And I start losing it, and I'm starting to feel, I'm like, oh my God, this is really, I'm just starting to lose it. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh wow, this really hurt. So, he passed away at the age of 95. And honestly, it's a major hit. It's a massive loss for the entire world. I'm not going to deny this. Because there were multiple people giving condolences. A lot of the actors from the MCU were giving condolences on Twitter. There was a condolence from DC. And you figure they're rivals. So that's really something. And it's just massive that all of a sudden it just happens suddenly. And yes, I know somebody's going to say it in the comments, well, he's going to die eventually. We all die. Yeah, I've seen The Lion King. I know how the whole circle of life works. But it's just the fact that it just happens so suddenly. And it's like, if he would have been like hospitalized and we heard, okay, he's in failing health, he may not make it, past the weekend, fans could have prepared themselves emotionally for this. Having this massive, event happen, honestly just hits you with a massive weight. It's like going 10 rounds with a Mack truck, only the Mack truck's kicking your ass each and every round. And it just ends it in one round, or basically one hit, and you're done. So that's basically that. He had his iconic superheroes, most of the Marvel ones. He co-created some of the most iconic superheroes of all time. He did collaborate with some anime series and some manga series later on. And he's just honestly going to be missed. He did do some creations for series such as Hero Man and more recently The Reflection. It was a collaboration with Studio Dean and director Hiroshi Nagahama. Lee also put his creative touch on manga, including a team-up with Shaman King's Hiroki Takai in the form of Ultimo. And I do remember actually reading some of Ultimo. I thought that was really well done. I remember reading that in Shonen Jump when they were still doing print editions. I thought that was very well done. I did not know that he was involved in Hero Man. So that's one that I have to add to my list now to check out. I've seen trailers and stuff for it, but now I gotta add to that. I gotta actually check that out. That sounds pretty cool. So, whether or not you know him, though, from his unforgettable Marvel writing, his cameos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, post-Marvel creative endeavors, or other, countless projects that he put his hands on, he left a mark that is never going to be topped. No one in the industry is ever going to outshine him. Honestly, no one is ever going to. And the world is just, they're honestly just taking this in massive pain here. He inspired so many people around the world with his, characters, his superheroes, and everything else. And honestly, it's just a massive hit. And it was not something that anyone saw coming. Honestly, it's just sad. Now, there is some good, though, that is coming out of this. Because a lot of people were going, oh, that's great. We're never going to see him again in the MCU. He actually did record a whole bunch of cameos to be used in future projects. I don't know the exact amount because I've seen different amounts with each thing that I was reading on Twitter and the one article that I had found. Don't ask me for a link for it because it was a newspaper article that a friend of mine had, and I don't have the article for it. I don't have the link for it because it was actual physical, and I don't remember what the date was, so I'd have to track it down. But he filmed a majority of them. He recorded them prior to most of them being made so that they could just be chucked in here and there. So it's fine. We're going to see him yet in some of the movies that are coming out. So it's not bad, but the problem is that it's still sad because when we get to the last one, fans are going to want to go and see it just honestly to see him one last time. And this is a man that honestly had so many things. I mean, I watched that Next Great Superhero show that he was doing where the winner would be immortalized as a superhero in a comic book. I enjoyed that. I really did. I enjoyed that show. He was really good at that show. But the more I'm watching the events now that they're passing out, it's just, it hurts more and more. And I'm not going to lie, I actually thought about doing a video quick on Monday after he passed, but I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to doing it because I just felt I was still reeling from it myself. This is honestly a person that you never expected to die suddenly. I mean, yes, like I said, he was old. He's 95. He's not going to live forever. No one does. No one's immortal. He's immortalized with what he's done, but he's not immortal. You're going to always have that one moment and those couple people that are always going to remember him. But, it just happened so suddenly. And like I said, if he would have been dying or really sick, failing health, and we would have known about it, we could have prepared ourselves. All of the fans could have prepared themselves for the, inevitable. So, I mean, it's sad. It really is. He touched so many people. So many people met him in conventions that he went to. He did some conventions. He did other things. Like I said, he did that one TV show. It was on Sci-Fi. It was 2 seasons long. It was really well done. Second season blew though, but the first season was beautiful. And he did a lot. He founded POW Entertainment alongside Gil Champion and Arthur Lieberman in 2001. The company has collaborated with Japanese and American publishers as well as anime studios to produce content. It collaborated with Shueisha and Viz Media to produce the Ultimo manga that ended in 2015. It collaborated with Bones and WoW Max Media to develop the Hero Man anime and manga in 2010. It recently collaborated with Studio Dean to develop the Reflection anime project, which premiered last summer, and that Crunchyroll is streaming. Lee is survived by his daughter JC and younger brother Larry Lieber, who is a Marvel writer and artist. So he's gone, basically, and he's left a massive legacy behind. No one is ever going to be able to fill the shoes that he has left. And honestly, I don't see anybody really wanting to try. It's similar to like when Robin Williams died, except, Robin Williams took his own life versus Stan Lee just died of old age. But at least that's what I haven't heard anything otherwise for Stan Lee, but we all know how Robin Williams went. But it's mostly, I'm going with this in comparison of the impact that their death had on the fans and other people around them. When Robin Williams passed away, and when he killed himself, it was a massive blow that nobody really wanted to accept. There were still people, even to this day, like the Elvis nuts, there are people that swear that he is still alive. In all honesty, more power to you, whatever helps you get through the day. I'm not going to argue with you on it. If you want to think he's still alive, be my guest, go for it. But it's just sad because you can see the massive impact that somebody of this caliber and this status has, because his death is just, it's heart-wrenching. Because you just expect to, see his warm, inviting face on the screen, and it's like, you expect, he's alive and kicking and enjoying it, or he's sitting in a movie theater somewhere watching himself up on the screen. And then the reality sets in where he's not doing that anymore. Where he's not there, honestly, enjoying the show. He's gone. And it really is sad. There's 2 articles about it. Both of the links are going to be in the description. Check them out. You learn a little more information. But as we always do here on the podcast, whenever somebody passes away, let's have a moment of silence, if we can, in memory of Stan Lee. Excelsior, true believer. Excelsior, Stan. May you rest in peace. Okay, so are you a fan of Netflix? Well, you probably are, because they've been taking over everything in the entire world. I mean, whenever a TV show seems to die, it's instantly, Netflix will take it! Netflix will take it! Oh, Fox is canceling the show. Hi, I'm so-and-so from Netflix. We'll take that show. ABC's canceling the show. Hi, so-and-so from Netflix. We'll take that. Thank you very much. Netflix has basically become this massive conglomerate, I want to say, of crap. But it's crap that other networks are getting rid of, or their own original crap. And yes, I have my disdain for Netflix. I'm not a fan of them. I refuse to pay the subscription fee just to watch them. It's not worth it. Taking that, you could honestly just say, you know what? It's this and this. I don't care. Let it have original programming. That's fine. It's just my prerogative. I don't want to pay for a streaming service. If I could watch it for free, I would do that. Well, if you like Netflix and you have an old Wii hooked up in the bedroom to watch this thing, you might want to consider getting a Roku or something, because you ain't going to be able to use it after January of next year. See, Netflix has decided they're not going to allow this. Okay, well, I shouldn't really say Netflix, because it's mostly Nintendo. Netflix has emailed customers and posted a notice warning that Nintendo will suspend Netflix and other streaming video services on the Wii after January 31st, 2019. The shutdown will come alongside the closure of the Wii Shop sorry about that, the Wii Shop channel and suggests that the 2006 era console won't be useful for much more than playing offline games, but it's only the ones you already have copies of as of next year. So, what does this basically mean? Well, Nintendo's deciding in their infinite wisdom, we are not dealing with this anymore. The Wii is old technology. We have the Switch. The Switch is God for us. This is our cash cow. This is where our money is going. That thing is a relic of the past that we don't need anymore. This is where the money is. This is our golden goose. Yet the Wii is what got you where you are now after your failure of the Virtual Boy and the Game Boy Micro. The Wii got your asses out of possible hock. Then you screw the pooch with the Wii U, which was a stinker. Now, granted, the Wii is 12 years old and Nintendo is phasing out a lot of its older stuff. They got rid of the DS support, the DS Lite support. Unless you have a 3DS, don't even bother contacting them because it's not worth it anymore. They don't want to repair old school technology. So, Netflix, unsurprisingly, didn't have alternatives besides pointing users to newer hardware. We hope you'll soon enjoy an even better Netflix experience with additional features on a supported device. You can easily watch this on a Roku. And the Rokus aren't that expensive. It's like $40 for the basic model, and you have Netflix you can get on the Roku. So right there is honestly your solution. Just go spend $40, buy a little Roku Premiere, and just that's it. There's your solution. But with this, it's basically Nintendo, and I do apologize thinking that this was Netflix's deal. But then again, they're just as guilty. Because if they knew that Nintendo would have been phasing out older technology, they should have been trying to wean people off of it by providing less stuff that's available on that concept. Oh, well, you want to watch, this and this? You can't watch it on this device. It's not compatible with this device. They could have had that starting up to wean people off of this. Then Nintendo could have just came in and it's like, well, we're now officially phasing this out. Yeah, they kind of already beat you to the punch. Oh. Well, you know what? We're phasing it out anyway, so screw you. And most TVs have Netflix built into them. But if yours doesn't, you can literally just get it from a streaming device. And it's just, honestly, that's perfect for you. I mean, unless you're going to be buying a Wii just for gaming and only offline gaming only, honestly, there's no point in just not getting the little streaming device. Just get a Roku. They're cheap. Just get that and you'll be fine. But most TVs do have that built in because most TVs are now smart TVs. But Netflix is much more ubiquitous than it was when the app reached the Wii. So, honestly, it's just, it's the end of it. And this does leave you, though, with with one less choice if you're using an older TV with limited input options. However, I'm going to point back to the Roku again. If you get a Roku, they do have two different cables. At least the one that I got for my grandfather to watch TV on had two different connectors. One was an HDMI port, and the other was the red, yellow, and white cable connector like you'd have on a DVD player. I think it's composite. Don't shoot me on it if I'm wrong. But either way, you have that. So you're good. Either way, depending on what style your TV has. You can easily get one of those RF modulators and converters that take the composite signal and literally just turn it into an analog that can go over the cable line. You can easily get a small one for like $3 or $4. They're not that expensive. and boom, you're done. That's all you have to do. I mean, you could easily find those on eBay and everywhere else, so it's not that difficult. The only downside, though, with this is basically this is Nintendo swan songing the Wii, and honestly, it's a stupid idea. Yes, the Switch is out. However, you're giving the Wii its funeral march already. You're telling them, look, the writing's on the wall. Here's the casket. Put your ass in it on January 31st. We're burying you on February 1st. It's not worth it. Because a lot of people were buying a lot of the games, and you could easily just, not play them. I mean, majority of people are playing a lot of the newer Switch games like Breath of the Wild, Splatoon, that Wild Arms, stuff like that. So there's no point in playing. Unless there's a really good Wii game that you own that you like, or you bought this for the backwards compatibility with GameCube games. There's really nothing on here that solely purposes and warrants keeping your Wii. I mean, I think most gamers were probably getting rid of theirs when they were hooking everything up to the Switch and going with the Wii U even before that. I mean, granted, the Wii U sucked, but still. But honestly, for Netflix, though, like I said, both you and Nintendo are to blame for this. Netflix is getting way too big too fast. It's going to come back to haunt them. They're going to crash and burn. They're basically going the way of Krispy Kreme. They're trying to get too big too fast, and what's liable to happen is they're going to take on more than they can chew, and they're just going to crash. They're going to have too much content, and they're not going to have enough people interested in what they have. You can create an entire streaming site to your heart's content, but if that streaming site has so much content on it that person A doesn't want to watch 90% of it, they're not going to watch your site. Because they're not going to tune in just for 10% that they want to watch that might get updated every third month out of a blue moon year. That's literally when the moon is in the right alignment with Venus and Uranus is in Neptune's Pluto, that's when they'll suddenly update this one, and oh yeah, that's when I can watch it again. It's not a great idea, but at the same time, it's a horrible one. I mean, it's not a great idea, but it's not a good idea either. So, it sucks, but like I said, Nintendo and Netflix brought this upon themselves. Nintendo for basically saying it's old technology, we want to get rid of it, to hell with it because the Switch is new, it's sleek, you gotta buy a Switch, is basically what they're saying. And then you have Netflix with their, we kind of saw this coming, but we hope that, you won't get mad at us. If you would have just started phasing out some of the content via the Wii app and how it worked on the Wii, you probably wouldn't have this issue. So, like I said, you're both to blame on this one. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. So, either way, it sucks, but there's nothing you can do about it. So, if you have a Wii, you might want to consider using it as a paperweight or just as a standalone, offline-only game console, because after January 31st, the Wii channel's gone, all the stuff's gone except for offline games only. In all honesty, that's what a game system should be. None of this online crap from a game console. But then again, sometimes online might be good. I don't know. I don't have a game console that does online to play it to find out, so what do I care? Alright, so the newest Detective Pikachu trailer is dropped, and my god. Now, I was already having some reservations about this movie, and they're mostly stemming from the plot, mostly stemming from the voice actor, again, mostly stemming from the plot, and now the trailer has shown me what the movie is going to be shoving down my eye sockets, and while I will admit, seeing a somewhat real-life Pikachu is cute. There are some Pokemon that should not be live action, and they should not be made like this. So, first off, anybody that thought this movie was a joke, I guess the joke's on us because it's still coming out. This is honest to God happening, and it's sad. So, I'm not going to lie when I say that Pikachu does look adorable. That's about the only thing they got right in this. Mr. Mime looks like some messed up individual. It honestly looks like something that a kindergartner would have put together, with the help of a teacher. Some of the Pokemon just look wrong. It does not look very appealing to the eye, at least to me. Now, there are people out there that are going, I love this trailer. It's a beautiful trailer. Fine. More power to you. Here's the thing. That Charizard is creepy looking. That Mr. Mime is creepy looking. The plot seems idiotic, and there's a reason why there are Pokemon in this world that should not be live action, and they should not look real. But I like how they basically are pitching this as, well, the kid in this wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, and apparently that didn't pan out too well for him. Okay. And the fact that this is going to play into this, how? Because you're in a city where literally Pokemon are living next to humans. So, obviously, training them is not going to happen. And this kid's living there. Yeah, I'm going to go with screw you for 100. Because that's just idiotic. But you have Ryan Reynolds doing Pikachu. That I kind of still have my, I'm still on the fence about. I mean, no disrespect to Mr. Reynolds, but you just do not strike me as a massive, I'm going to be the next Hugh Jackman type of person. But it's mostly just the visuals in this that have me basically scratching my head and shaking it at the same time. Because I'm just like, why are you doing this to us? Like I said, the Pikachu looks cute and adorable. I won't deny that honestly is the only good thing this trailer gave me. It's the only good thing I got out of this trailer is that Pikachu does look cute. But you got a creepy looking Charizard, a messed up looking Mr. Mime, a plot that's got more holes than Swiss cheese. So many questions. Honestly, I just don't, I can't fathom it. And it just worries me to no end. Now, does this mean that it's going to be a bad movie? I don't know. I really don't. But honestly, it looks weird. And I mean weirder than weird. I mean, we're talking like mega super ultra weird. But that's, my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But, God, like I said, the Pikachu does look cute and cuddly. And honestly, it looks adorable. But that Charizard is just way off wrong. Mr. Mime just royally screwed up. And then they're throwing in adult jokes on top of that. So, this is obviously not geared towards kids. But yet, it's featuring Pokemon, which is a kid's game. Because there have been people that are already comparing this to Happy Time Murders. Great! Happy Time Murders. Really? The puppet movie that they were blowing felt apart. That's what you're going to compare this to. I'm not saying that it's a horrible looking trailer, but Happy Time Murders bad? Come on, that actually had some high hopes until you ended up seeing that 90% of the movie was in the trailers. Yeah, it was just sad, I know, but still. 90% of the movie was in the trailer. But this movie, though, I have my regards and my reserves against it, and my reservations against it, because it just, I don't know. I can't put it into words how I feel about it. It seems interesting, yet at the same time creepy. It seems intriguing yet at the same time wrong, and it's weird yet at the same time, cuddly. I just don't know. That Jigglypuff just really does not do it for me. Charizard looks way wrong, and that Mr. Mime can give me nightmares. I don't know. It's weird. It's wrong. It's Wong. That's what it is. It's Wong. It's Weong. That's what it is. It's weird, wrong. It's Weong. There we go. I created a new word just for this. Weong. There you go. Oh, God. Check out the trailer. You can see it in the link to the article in the description. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't like the trailer. I had some high hopes for this, but they're kind of getting dashed very quickly with this. I don't see it panning out well. I see this being a box office failure that's going to try their damnedest to capitalize on the Pokemon name, and it's going to fail miserably. That's what I foresee in this thing's future. Don't ask me why, that's what I foresee. But either way, I mean, there's not really much else you can say. There really isn't. It's Weong. That's basically what it is. It's Weong. And speaking of new trailers, Battle Angel Alita dropped a new trailer this week, and this one is kind of reinvigorating my love for this movie. So, this is the movie that's been pushed back twice now. It was originally supposed to come out in like June or July of this year. Then it was supposed to come out in December of this year. And now it's bumped up to Valentine's Day of next year. And the movie is based off of the... Hold on, it's on here. Okay, it's based off of the manga. And, okay, let me rephrase it. It's based off of apparently one part of the manga, but I haven't read the manga, nor have I seen I haven't seen the anime that is associated with it either, so don't shoot me. I don't want to get into those thinking that this might be a decent live-action adaptation, so I don't want to get into those, watch it, and then have my expectations set astronomically high, only for them to crash and burn. I want to try to keep it, I'm going into this fresh, like I don't know squat about it. That's what I want to try to keep here. Honestly, the trailer, I'm enjoying it so far. It's sort of harkened back to the original trailer that came out before the San Diego Comic-Con trailer. And that one had me interested. The San Diego Comic-Con trailer, I will still swear this till I'm blue in the face, was literally only made to pander to the, fans. Mostly just to shut them up. That's what I feel like. Truthfully, it was a strange trailer, but I didn't like the Comic-Con one. But the original one, I liked. It blended everything perfectly well. Story, setting, the music in the background was beautiful. This newer one, oh God, does it do a wonderful job. And I mean, it really is selling this. I mean, Rosa Salazar is really selling this in this trailer that she is Alita. I'm liking this. So, the description so far for this, from visionary filmmakers James Cameron, Avatar fame, and Robert Rodriguez of Sin City fame, comes Alita Battle Angel, an epic adventure of hope and empowerment. When Alita, played by Rosa Salazar, awakens with no memory of who she is in a future world she does not recognize, she is taken in by Christoph Waltz, a compassionate doctor who realizes that somewhere in this abandoned cyborg shell is the heart and soul of a young woman with an extraordinary past. As Alita learns to navigate her new life and the treacherous streets of Iron City, Ito tries to shield her from her mysterious history, while her street-smart new friend, Hugo, Keenan Johnson, offers instead to help trigger her memories. But it's only when the deadly and corrupt forces that run the city come after Alita that she discovers a clue to her past. She has a unique fighting ability that those in power will stop at nothing to control. If she can stay out of their grasp, she could be the key to saving her friends, her family, and the world she's grown to love. I mostly just like the trailer with this one because, honestly, it's not bad. Like I said, it harkened back to the original trailer that was released, and that one sung to me. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It pulled at my heartstrings at just the right chords. I liked it. The Comic-Con trailer, I'd flip at the bird in a heartbeat. I hated it. It was god-awful garbage because, like I said, it was pandering to the fans. There was no other way to explain it. This trailer, on the other hand, it's like they're basically saying, you know what? We're not making this for the fans alone. We're making this to drag other people into this that they might want to read the manga and watch the anime. We have got to go back and harken it back to grab their attention again and bring them back into the fold of this. We want them to come see this, but we want them to come and see this with a fresh perspective that will make them want to look into the other when they get out of the theater. And that's what that trailer that dropped this week has done. But like I said, I want to go into this without knowing much of anything about it, if I can, and just try to enjoy it if I get a chance to see it. So it's coming out February 14th of next year, Valentine's Day. It's going to be really cool. Check out the trailer. It's worth your time. It really is. It's just, I can't describe it in words. It's honestly quite good. Yes, there are some weird moments in it, but they're not bad weird. It's good weird, if that makes any sense. I mean, it's not bad weird. It's good weird, but it's good weird in a bad way. It's strange. But the trailer does pull at your heartstrings. It does make you feel. And like I said, Rosa Salazar is really selling her role in this trailer. I'm not going to deny that. I'd honestly just go see this literally just to see her playing this wide-eyed, cyborg. That's what I'll go see this for. Above anything else. It's a science fiction movie with a really cute-looking character. I will go see that in a heartbeat. Because it's like, what? I'm a sucker for stuff like that. I've always been a sucker for stuff like that. I will watch this literally just for that. The action scenes, the background, the plot so far that I've seen really is selling itself. Not as it's going to be on a high enough pedestal, but that we're going to be at this pedestal, but at the same time, we're not going to be standing on it. This is what we want to put ourselves at, but it's up to you, the viewers, to say whether or not we deserve to be there. And that, for me right now, with the way that live-action films have been going that are dealing with manga and anime, is what they should be doing. Come out with a trailer that sings to the people. Don't come out with we're going to just stand on our pedestal. We know this is where we want to be. We know this is where we belong. We don't care what you think. This is where we want to be. And it sucks. Because then you're like, no, that's where you want to be. This right here, about 15 feet underground, is where we think you should be. But with this one, the way this new trailer came out and the way it played out, they set the pedestal up, but they're kind of leaving it to the fans and to the viewers of the movie to say whether or not they deserve to stand upon that pedestal. It's like, look, it's right here. We'll stand next to it. It's up to you to tell us whether or not we deserve to be on this pedestal or not. Versus, and I'm going to use Evolution and all the other ones again as examples for this. They put themselves on the pedestal right off the bat, said, this is where we're going to be because you're all going to love the movie. And the movie sucked for each and every one of them. Evolution, Attack on Titan, G-Savior, they sucked. Fans didn't enjoy them. This one, though, it's not trying to preach itself as, we're a hard-up movie. It's not trying to push it as, we are following this thing faithfully. At least to me, that's what it feels like it's doing. It's not trying to overstress itself. It's not trying to oversell it. It's actually basically coming out and saying, like I said, here's the pedestal. Tell us if we deserve to stand upon it. And they just have to wait until the 14th of February to find out, basically. That's what they want to know. Do they deserve to stand upon the pedestal? That's all they want to know. So if you get a chance, check out the trailer. It's really good. And that's about all I got for this one. I mean, yeah, that's about it. I'm done with this one. Alrighty, so have you ever bought a strategy guide for one of your games? Did it have a giant P down at the bottom and a red square? And underneath that and within that red square, there was another little tiny rectangle that said games underneath the P? Well, if it did, then you, my friend, had a Prima strategy guide game. And yes, I know I said it wrong at the start of the podcast. Bite me. The strategy guide maker, though, Prima Games, is shutting down. So this is a sad moment, folks. This is the end of an empire, basically. It's closing its doors according to reports from publishers Launch and EGM. The gaming strategy guide imprint of publishing company DK will end operations by spring of next year. An internal memo from DK CEO Ian Hudson announced the impending shutdown as reported by Publishers Weekly. During a year-long extensive review, many new ways were explored to diversify Prima Games publishing, Hudson wrote. However, the dynamics for us of this fast-paced landscape have continued to prove difficult. This enormously dedicated team has made every effort to turn the business around, but challenging market conditions have unfortunately worked against them. Prima Games, which has offices in Roseville, California, as well as New York City and Indianapolis, will begin the closure starting this month. EGM reports that Roseville will close first sometime in the coming weeks. New York will follow, while the Indianapolis location is expected to be the last to go, likely March of 2019. Honestly, it's strange. So, they opened founders Russell D. Maria and Ben Dominguez, I believe, opened Prima Games in 1990, launching books containing game secrets for systems like the Game Boy and Sega Genesis. Prima expanded to focus on strategies for specific games over the years, gaining authority among players for their wide array of guides. Prima Games went on to combine with Brandy Games in 2015 after publishers Penguin and Random House merged in 2013. I actually have a Brandy Games strategy guide, and I do have a couple Prima guides yet. The Brandy one that comes to my mind is Mega Man. It should be the Mega Man Battle Network 3 one. That one I love. I still have it yet because I'm never getting rid of it. I love it. I don't have the game anymore. I just love the artwork in it because I was a nut for the NT Warrior saga. But for a gaming strategy guide place like this is honestly not an understatement. With so many games being let's played and live streamed, players don't really need a guide to go through this anymore to figure out, hey, what do we want to do? Do we really want to go down this route? Whereas they could have tried an idea of like doing ebooks or something instead, selling them off of a website like that, because honestly, that would work. Because a majority of players nowadays are hooked on their phones or tablets or stuff like that, so they could be playing like let's use Fortnite, for example, or no. I'll use Fallout 76, the new one that came out. You can have a strategy guide online for that. Buy it as a downloadable ebook. You download it, it's on your phone, you pull it up, and you're reading through it as you're playing the game. You don't have to flip through pages. You can easily just pull it up on your phone and scroll to where you need to be, versus having to flip the page. So print media is always going to disappear now. It's the new craze, basically. Everything has to go online. But at the same time, knowing that this is going is sad, because this has been around for so long. I mean, people have loved buying strategy guides. I remember buying Golden Sun Dark Dawn on launch day, and I got the strategy guide along with it. I had enough to get both, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make the same mistake I made with the Lost Age. I'm going to go into this with the strategy guide by my side just in case, because this is a brand new, game on a different system than it was originally. I want to, know what I have coming to me down the road and any possible ideas I could get, like boss HP and stuff like that, because I'm going to want to know what I'm dealing with here. I mean, yes, you have the whole using those. A lot of people consider them cheating because, well, now you know what's coming up. But the same thing could just be said of, hey, so-and-so in the schoolyard told me that there's a boss battle at the end of this chapter. So you have to go to this one room, get this, this, and this, get another item, and this, and then you can take on the boss. It's basically the same thing like that, only the only difference is you were able to see it yourself in a guide. Yes, it sucks that it's ending, but like I said, not unsurprising. I mean, with everything going the way it is lately, a lot of game companies basically saying, hey, we're not going to publish the game magazine anymore. We're going to go like this. Because the online place is where a lot of people are doing 90% of their business now. I mean, there's no point in having a physical game magazine or a physical strategy guide when you can literally watch the person on YouTube, let's play the damn thing, and figure out, oh, okay, I need to do this, this, and this, because that's what so-and-so did, and they were able to beat this level. That's what I need to do. Or, oh, I need to do this, 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 and this. And you can just still whip it up on your phone because they're online guides written by players, not by the actual staff, but by players who have spent time going through, figuring out, okay, so this will work for this section, this will work for this section, this part here, don't do this, but on this section here, go to town, do it this way. Go to town on here, here, and here, and so on and so forth. Having something like that is a good idea, but, like I said here, there's going to be a major but here. It's a good and a bad thing. You're always going to have a double-edged sword when it comes to stuff like this. Whereas not having the print magazine is a good thing, but let's say you're playing a game and it's an offline game. Yeah, and yes, I know I'm stretching that nowadays with 90% of the games being online only because, God forbid, we actually create an offline game. But let's get fancy here for a moment and say that Sony digs their head out of their ass and they basically, I know, I basically just said it again. But let's just do it. Sony digs their head out of their ass and they make an offline game. And I mean, we're talking a game that literally works. And I'm talking like Sony gave permission. It's a physical media copy. Like you pop it in, it's 50 gigabytes on the disc. Not this 274 megabytes that allows you to download the 50 gigs. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, that's what we'll do. But, then have it that the person wants to pull up a guide online or something. Oh, great, there goes my internet. Well, the game's an offline game, so I can still play it, but I have no idea what I'm, looking at eventually. I mean, I kind of want to figure out how to beat this thing and 100% it after I've already beaten it. But, I don't have internet anymore, or I don't have it connected for this, or it's going too slow, or I'm downloading an update or something. any multitude of reasons, like the computer's not working, my phone doesn't work, cell service, whatever. Having a physical guide is a good thing. Having it physically in your hand where you can flip through the pages is nice. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword either way you look at it, but the fact that it's being done like this, they knew the writing was on the wall, I'm not going to deny that, but they could have gone digital and tried that route. Sure, you wouldn't be able to sell them for the $20 that you've been pitching them as a physical copy, but you could sell them for like $10. You'd still make some money, and honestly, you could still do your company justice versus shutting down the whole thing. So it is, like I said, it's a double-edged sword, and it's a double-edged sword that you will always have with stuff like this. So it's not a good thing, but at the same time, it's not a bad thing either. But it's just one of those, you knew it was coming, they knew it was coming, everybody else knew it was coming, and it's just really sad that we all knew it was coming. So, it's just sad in general. So, Prima Games is shutting down, and thus marks the end of the strategy guide era, I guess. It's sad, it really is. I mean, so many good strategy guides, all gone. But then again, most of the games nowadays, like I said, just wouldn't even be worth it anymore. Alrighty, folks, that's going to pretty much do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. I'm getting a little bit sleepy. I got to go to work tomorrow night, so I kind of want to enjoy my Saturday night of peace and tranquility while I can. But anyway, if you have a topic you'd like me to talk about, feel free to drop it right here onto my discussion section on my YouTube channel, on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Send it to me on Twitter at OtakuRoads, or to the podcast email, acrpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget, next week is the deadline for the Q&A questions. That's right. All questions have to be submitted between next Friday, the 23rd, and next Saturday, the 24th. That's right. Time is a-ticking. I will try to record it. Notice how I say the words try to record it the following week so I can put it up. I cannot guarantee it, but I will try. I'm not joking. I will try. This new scheduling is becoming a pain in the ass. But anyway, I've been Andrew Rhodes. This has been the podcast. Thank you for being wonderful guests, wonderful, listeners and everything else. And until next week, stay gold and stay safe. Bye, everybody, and have a wonderful week.